Even the work that we are about to embark on, it's a very powerful healing circle of harmonization. So we have only 20 minutes that we've set aside for this. So we are going to begin. It's exactly the right time right now. Thank you for checking in. Yes, thank you, David. So yes, magnificence, focus, beautiful, spiritual abundance. Thank you all and welcome. I'm following guidance here and really taking this work out into the world more and more and more. So thank you all for those who are returning. Thank you and welcome to those who are joining us for the first time. Last time when we initiated this work, we shared where this work actually landed for us. So my intention is not to go over that again. What I am going to do is to talk a little bit about the origin of this understanding of the human vibe. Now, this is something I got very soon after my mother had crossed over. And every year at the time of her crossing, wherever I was in the world, I would just take some time out and connect with her at that time. And this is the time when I was connecting with her. And this happened to be sunrise time in Bali at the time. And I was standing on top of a mound of rocks as the ocean, the tide was rising, and I was starting to get surrounded by the water around me, and the crabs that were stuck in between the rocks were like bubbling out of the rocks. It was quite a scene. I could feel the sun rising behind me. I could feel the heat. And I was stood there and I asked the question, what is life? What is death? What is love? And I received that life is a state. It is a state in which the being is breathing. It's a state in which a being is breathing. And it is a state that can change just like that into a new state where the organism stops breathing. So what keeps us alive is how we choose to live our life. So the invitation to me was, just work with us in partnership, and we will show you ways in which you can share choices that people have, and they can then choose how they choose to live their life. And that is what will keep them alive long after they have stopped breathing. It was quite an eye-opener, to recognize that just life and death are two states. And that's it. And really what matters is how we choose to live our life. And that is what keeps us, alive long after we've stopped breathing. In response to the answer of what is love, I was shown very clearly that love is not outside of you. It is not inside of you. It is not about loving another. It is not about someone else loving you. Love is you. You, in the sense that once you choose to be human, then the human's innate vibe is love. And all you have to do is to be love, and you embody that human beingness, and you become love. Now that was like many, many years ago. Fast forward to literally last year, which is the story that Gaurav and I shared, where I went through a whole series of awakenings since then. And there were moments where I was going through a deep understanding of soul. What is soul? And I saw that soul was created as a speck of consciousness in the form of light. And it is the light which is the same as the light of the Creator. And this speck of consciousness, which is light, we've heard that saying, we are stardust. All stars have light, that also we've heard. So if we are stardust, we have our own light. And we do, which is that speck of consciousness that we have within us. And it is completely unbridled. I mean, it's huge. And as I was deepening my understanding of the soul and its soul presence, the question that I couldn't help asking was, why do I need a weak form of this human body to express myself when I'm omnipresent, I'm eternal, I have no boundaries, and I'm totally and completely expansive and grounded, and I can travel way faster than even human thoughts can. Why do I require this human form? And it was in that context, with the way you work with spirit, those of you who know, you put the question out, and when you are ready to receive the answer arrives. And the answer arrived at a discussion that I was having with Gaurav, where we were in the process of recording that discussion. And the discussion was all about the creator and how, there is a game that is playing out here. And it is in that context that an understanding of who the human is, which is love. If the innate vibration of being human is love, and we go out seeking love outside of us, and we feel unrequited or diminished in some way if we don't receive love from someone else towards us, then we are literally taking our innate vibration away from ourselves. And we are diminishing the power and strength of the human vibe, not just diminishing. It's a little bit like you have a vacuum cleaner and its function is the vacuum suction function. You take that out, it becomes a piece of machinery. And that is something that happens. So once I understood that, okay, the innate vibe of human is love, I then went into a deep dive to understand, well, what is love? What is this frequency of love? The love that is the innate vibe of humans is beyond the David Hawkins 480 frequency. It literally is who we are. So one person giving out love at any moment, you touch 740,000 lives around you. That's the amplification power that the vibe of love has. Now, the partnership of the soul with the human form started to sound interesting. And in that process that Gaurav and I went through, what was revealed was that there has been this deep-seated inner conflict between the soul being and the human form. The soul being feeling a little bit diminished and having to express itself through the human form. And the human form not really being able to amplify love in the way that it was designed to do, because our conscious choices have got love outside of us. So we were like diminishing ourselves, our own strength, and the soul was feeling conflicted. So what we were given was a way in which the soul can accept, acknowledge, receive, and accept its existence as a human. It does not diminish anything. It becomes a partnership of co-creators, with the creator within, acknowledged, recognized, received, and activated. So we were given these three phrases, which is a communication of the soul, a declaration of the soul. And what it does, as the soul declares it, it honors the presence of human in its vibration of love. And in that declaration, the honoring of the human rises, and as does the soul being, and together it enables the soul to feel at home. And the human feels whole and complete. There was also another piece that I uncovered, which is a very deep-seated abandonment memory that is at a like a nanocellular memory. And it is as if that nanocellular memory really refers to the abandonment from the creator. It was never an abandonment of the creator. The creator gave himself in the form of soul to the human, but then it became one of an adversarial, conflicted partnership, like trying to be a partnership, but choosing to cohabit. By having the soul declare itself, acknowledging itself as a human, receiving itself as a human, accepting itself as a human, it honors the human presence, and they become co-creators. The moment they become co-creators, they are in the presence of the Creator. And that whole abandonment piece completely dissipates. So when we first did it, we just said it a few times and we just were gone, you know, for a long time, like 30 minutes Gaura, 40 minutes me. And since then we've been doing it as often as we can. Certainly when I do my long haul travels, I go into the human vibe and soul connection. And as they become one, I depart from Mumbai, arrive in Amsterdam, and I'm in this very deep state of oneness between the soul being, the human, and the Creator. It's a triangle that completes itself, with me embodying all of these things right in the center of it. And that is the gift of beyond meditation, which is what we are doing here. So every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we are here. So let's begin by doing this. So if you can get yourself comfortable, and just imagine the base of your spine is connected to the core of the earth. Get comfortable, the base of your spine is connected to the core of the earth. And just start scanning your body from about 6 inches above the top of your crown. Go around in concentric circles. And all you're doing is scanning in between. A concentric circle, scan in between. And I'm here in complete attunement to what each one of you are doing, and anything at all that no longer serves, any excess energy buildups, any aches, pains, discomforts, I'm just releasing them into the core of the earth. So you just keep scanning from the top of your crown, the front of your forehead, the back of your head, front of your nose, the back of your head, the front of your chin, the back of your head, everything in between. And you can go at super speed now. The time is no distraction whatsoever. Soul is whole and complete. Its existence is expanded beyond your human body. And as you're scanning, it is the human form that is starting to just settle within itself, enabling us to reactivate its own cellular memory of being love. We're going to begin with 3, 9, 4, 6 breaths that get your mind, your heart, and your gut aligned. So let's begin with the first breath in, which is 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just take some beautiful, lovely breaths, breathing into your heart and breathing out from your heart. Breathe in love, kindness, and compassion, and breathe out just gratitude and peace. As you're breathing in, I want you to start saying these words. And the words are, I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. This is a declaration of the soul. And it's a declaration of the soul to itself. And in doing so, it is honoring the human form. In saying it aloud, you actually stimulate the vagus nerve. And as a result, you also stimulate all of your nadi channels. There are 62,000 of those in your mouth. And as your tongue touches them, as you're speaking these words, there is a purging that takes place of any sort of misunderstanding or conflicted presences that might have existed before. So let's begin. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Just allow yourself to take very deep breaths in and a deep breath out. Take your right hand and just put it over your navel and your left hand over your heart. You're connecting your identity through the sacral chakra and connecting it to the now, which is the presence of the heart. And as it pumps away, it is literally washing out any other misconceptions that you may have had. You have brought together the partnership between the soul being in this human form. The soul can now be eternal and expanded and expansive and even recognize itself as omnipresent. And the heart does not have to keep up with the soul. It can do what it does best. And that is support the human form to spread its innate vibration of love and keep it anchored in the now, knowing that it is love. And as we are doing this, there are these holographic energy movements that are taking place within each of our bodies. It is the coming home. It is the ultimate coming home and feeling safe, secure in our centers. And holographically, this vibration is amplified through our vibration of love, and it starts touching at least 740,000 people and multiplying. Allow yourself to anchor all of this and get into a whole brain state by doing another set of 9-4-6 breaths. Breathe in to the count of 9. So let's begin. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 4, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take your hands in front of your throat and rub them against each other. We are now releasing your own electromagnetic vibration with the human and the soul partnership being sealed. And we are releasing those into your throat chakra. So your throat chakra from now on does not feel it needs to get out of its position. It can continue to communicate as human, knowing that it has plugged into the eternal wisdom of the soul, co-creating with the creator within. Put your hands over your eyes. Take them on top of your head, the back of your head, on either side of your neck, down your shoulders. Do an energy sweep. Blow on the hands. I like to complete this with inviting you to share one word that you are present to. Just one word you can put in the chat, and if you're in the state of trance, then that's fine. Just allow yourself to receive the whole and completeness that you have just experienced. The presence of being home. Oneness, peace, divinity, safety, soul, mother, awake, love, peaceful, heart, clarity, grace, relaxed, amazement, resilience, happy, and happiness.